Special shout out there to all the fluffy slippers for keeping our feet nice and warm. I'm going to ask you a question that you're going to get wrong. Who was the best trader from the 2021 bull market? It was actually this dude. What did he do? He bought $200 worth of SAFEMOON pre-sale. SAFEMOON was just one of those proof of waiting, holding type of scams where they try to change the tokenomics but doesn't really innovate. And then he forgot about it. SAFEMOON just became a retailer narrative. Guess what happened? 8 months later, he realizes he has SAFEMOON from the pre-sale, and then he claims it. $61 million. He dumped it all. He made a 300,000x return. I'm not sure exactly how much he extracted, but I'm sure it was a lot. Isn't that nuts? That was a guy. He killed it. $200. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, okay, I want to do that. Chill out. 1, you won't. 2, even if you did, there is no staking lockup in any of these coins. You probably would get out at the first 10x. Don't lie to me, friends. Look at everybody around you. They'll get out at the first 3x. Look at people. You know people. They'll sell on a double. Isn't it wild though? $200 to $61 million in SAFEMOON. Do you want to know what SAFEMOON did? Of course, SAFEMOON went straight to zero. Say straight to zero. This was a chart. I mean, it is fantastic to see this. Now, on this chart, I did not know that SAFEMOON had a pre-sale. Okay, I tried to measure from the absolute bottom. I got 1,850x. He made 300,000x. So that means their pre-sale was some dodgy condition where they were able to get in. That's wild. Not trading, not leverage. That was the big kill shot. Fascinating though, because you know how this all turns out. It eventually goes to zero. What lesson can we learn? Well, I don't know if there is a lesson. He's a lottery ticket winner. You know, you want to make money in the next bull market. So do I. And I'm telling you, yes, there's going to be a series of green monthly candles that come. And there's going to be pumping. And Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to go to the moon. They're going to keep going higher. They're going to scream higher. They're going to entice the crowd to come in. More projects will launch. More applications will be developed. More people will come in. There'll be a whirlwind of activity. I want to remind you, as that's happening, you're going to think projects are sustainable, but they're not. You're just going to see a lot of people using something. But what you're not going to know is when prices in the market go down, these people are out. Most people are just weak hands. They're just there for the friendship and the kindness and the dopamine hit. They're not there to actually use these products. This was a big issue that's been happening every single cycle when applications get developed, because people think that their application has product market fit, but no. The product market fit was just Bitcoin and Ethereum doing green monthly candles up to the moon, and people just wanted to be participating. And then when they went down, okay, everybody leaves. That's how we get to where we are today. So this SAFEMOON dude, right, is another issue. He put $200 in. Unfortunately, there is no longer like 300 altcoins to choose from. By the way, if it was only 300, that's easy. You'd kill it. Unfortunately, now we have thousands and thousands. Just this year alone, 2023, 2,400 altcoins that actually got traction were launched by about July, August, September. When I posted, I did the maths, I did the stats. Only 1% sustained themselves. So there's a 1% win rate. Out of 2,400, only 24 went up. And guess what? They all retraced like 80% anyway. I don't know how they're going to perform next year. So look, the stats are really against you in this world. Do you really want to play in this game? Yes, there are 1 to 5 winners out of 100. I don't care about those people. That's why you like, subscribe, belly button, or I appreciate every single one of you. You shock your algorithm for this family-friendly show. I don't care about them. I care about you. I want you to win. So this dude wakes up, $61 million Witcher, exits. What coins are going to be? So this is the sad part. The coin that you thought was going to pump, you thought it was going to be XRP. So did I. I thought, well, XRP might hit $8, $9, $10. Maybe it's going to be Cardano hitting $9, $10. No, it was just random, absolute garbage trash like this doing this, right? Makes no sense. Or does it? It's the retailers, man. You got to think like a retailer, but it's not so easy because, unfortunately, many scams fail, and then finally one of the retailer scams gets pushed up to the top. It just gains enough traction. You have to see it as a lottery ticket, because it is. Because I know a lot of people, including myself, we played other lottery tickets. They did not go anywhere. I hope you're learning something. You are learning, that's why. I'm here to pump music. What would you do, by the way? You see this pumping up. Crazy. By the way, just to let you know something, May 2021 was the top. What happened in May 2020? The Bitcoin halving. I've told you many times. 3 out of 3 cycles. I don't know if it's going to repeat again, but 3 out of 3 cycles. The time to sell altcoins is 12 months after the halving. 3 out of 3 times. It's fascinating. In 2012, you had November 2012, the Bitcoin halving. In November 2013, a year later, Litecoin did a 20x just in this 1 month. Bang. This was the time to exit. Exit your altcoins. That was the final move. Okay. Now, I want to let you know something too. So, in this first cycle, altcoins didn't move at all. They only moved in November 2013. Why? Well, the market's immature, illiquid. It's hard to find exchanges. We don't know what's going on. It was really OG land. No one knew what to do. What about the next cycle? In 2016, July, Bitcoin halving. ETH BTC peaks around June, July, August 2017. And I know you don't believe me, but you are my friend. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm going to prove it to you right now. Look when ETH BTC peaks. June 2017. Remember I told you July 2016 was the Bitcoin halving. It was here. So you walk forward, 12 months, bang, 365 days. It's crazy. Don't focus on that exact 12-month period, but think of it like a region of time. Just think of it like in your mind, you go, okay, so after the Bitcoin halving, you go, okay, in month 10, 11, 12, and 13, I should be out. That's how you got to think about it. So even though it peaked here in June, July, maybe, look, here's the thing. You might have been selling down here. You wouldn't have known. This is crazy, right? If you, let's say you were you're only up like a 3x, but you had no idea it was going to do this. That's why we would scale out. And you'd be very surprised. It keeps going up and up and up and up. And you would feel like an idiot at the top, wouldn't you, for getting out? But look what ends up happening later on. ETH BTC goes all the way down. And this is ETH, man. This is Vitalik coin. 3 out of 3 times it worked. Why am I telling you this? Because I love and appreciate you. I'm not here to just tell you it's going to be easy. I'm here to tell you that we're friends. What about that next cycle, huh? We know it's happened 3 out of 3 times. When did Dogecoin Mania peak? Saturday Night Live was May 2021. This was 3 out of 3, right? May 2020 was the Bitcoin halving. Walk forward 12 months, bang, that was the time to sell altcoins. That's wild. Let's go back and check the ETH BTC chart. It got a bit confusing. Why? Because the ETH BTC chart, May 2021, it went good, but it actually went higher by the end of the year. Don't focus too much on this. These are just little anomalies. It doesn't really matter. We are lucky that Ethereum held up. But, in my opinion, people say Ethereum held up well. I personally think Ethereum should have actually gone higher. I don't think it really held up well. I just think it didn't pump as much as it should have. Because if it held up here, it'd be down like 56, 60% from the top, which is actually pretty good. But you get the drift. So that's why maybe this is the future. Now, the reason why I couldn't go parabolic is because of its size. Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're just too big. Ethereum got too big, so doing a parabola consistently is unlikely. It already did it the first time. It shocked the whole world. This second time, it seems to be grinding up. Maybe we get a higher grind up towards 2024. So these altcoins, right? Very common pattern. The time to sell alts was 12 months after the Bitcoin halving. There is one issue though. One issue. In 2017 cycle, the time to sell altcoins, you're not meant to get out in US dollar. You are meant to get out into Bitcoin, because Bitcoin pumped from June here. I think it was like 5,000 and it went to 20,000. We could actually go check. If we go back and check June 2017, we can see it right here. Bitcoin. I mean, isn't this wild, by the way? Like, just imagine you thought you were getting smart. Imagine you thought, oh yeah, look at this, look at this. Look at this. You think, oh wow, Bitcoin has gone parabolic. This is what our 2021 cycle did, by the way. You know, all these losers and these copers saying, what do you mean Bitcoin didn't go parabolic? You should have sold the top. Bang, 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 bang. So these people don't know what they're talking about. Unfortunately, the gains are diminishing, so they have more legs to stand on as time passes. What are we going to do in the next cycle? I don't know. So in 2021, you should have sold into US dollar, which is our last cycle. In 2017, you should have sold into Bitcoin. So now we're 1-1 on the scoreboard. What about in 2012? Well, in 2012, you should have sold into US dollars, because alt season happened at the very end and it didn't continue after that. So that's something to think about. 2 for 1. So if we write that down, right? 2 times you should have sold into US dollar. 1 time you should have sold into Bitcoin. Maybe that's our ratio for the next bull market. Maybe every $10,000 you cash out, 1/3 is Bitcoin, 2/3 USD. That's just something to think about. Also important, I get asked, what if Bitcoin does 100x like this cycle, right? Like this cycle. Everyone loves looking at this 100x. Wow, what if it does this? Because we are repeating this 2016 fractal Ponzi cycle. What if we do another 100x? This is the issue, okay? The technology adoption curve. You see this chasm? We crossed it in 2017. In 2017, Roger Ver, Da Vinci, Richard Hart. We had John McAfee. We had Tim Draper. Household names, Andreas Antonopoulos. Those visionaries then moved into the early majority phase. Pragmatists. We had people saying, you know, Bitcoin and crypto is a better money. Help the world, right? It was no longer seen as super visionary weed. But nobody in crypto wants to say that this happened. Why? Because it means we've already had the biggest, most parabolic gains in the past already. You're now late. No one wants to say this. I'm the only person saying this. We already know this. Peter Schiff is a skeptic using Bitcoin ordinals for putting art on the blockchain. Also, Roca Negra ETF, skeptics and laggards. Right? They're not conservative. They're not pragmatists. They're not visionaries. Where else are they? They're skeptics and laggards. They make you wait and wait and wait. So maybe that's what we got to do. Maybe we just say, well, let's walk forward 12 months after April 2024, and that brings us to April 2025. Maybe that's the time to sell altcoins. I don't know. That's why I've actually drawn my Roca Negra scam around here. Now, this thing, by the way, this could go anyway. This could be 120K, 140K. Doesn't really matter. I like going off time based off this, because whether Bitcoin's 70,000, 80, 90, 120, 150, 180, it doesn't really matter. I like this whole walk forward 12 months and see what happens. You're not going to get it perfectly, but it's going to make you think. Also, even though I tell everybody this, they're not going to sell. 100% they're not going to sell. I've been in the crowd, head first. They ain't clicking sell. I know for a fact they're not. There's going to be a narrative up here. Money printing, the US debt, we've got to flip gold, more ETFs. Maybe there'll be a rumored Ethereum ETF. Something's going to happen up here that's going to keep everybody holding. They will be doing it. You never know. Maybe the US president says, you know what? I kind of like this Bitcoin idea. Maybe they just say something like that. Got to be careful. These narratives are all BS. Just like the narratives at the bottom are BS. Even though they look and they feel real, they're actually BS. Who was your friend telling you hey man, I think the bear market's over here. FTX collapse. Bear markets end with a bang. This feels like the bottom. There's depression. All the weekends are out. I was saying simultaneously, I know and I respect the news. I understand it feels like it's the end of the world. I know it is. But man, it's just all the weekends are out. Well, now we have to invert it. Pumpkin, we have to invert it. What are we going to be saying up here? We have to be saying, friends, I know the party's just starting. I know, yes, the glitter and the pool, and we're drinking pizza, right? Eating pizza. We're drinking orange juice, 3 ice cubes, got straight back, sitting on a squeaky chair for everybody at the party. But the weekends are in. The emotional money is now in. You see that? We have a respect for the narrative and say, yes, I do understand it. The problem is the weekends are in. The opposite. What were we saying down here? We say, look, I know the news, but the weekends are out. Which means there's only strong people left. When the weekends are in, what does that mean? That means when there's little turns, they think twice about holding. The first round of poopy heads get out. The second round, the poopy heads get out. And then the crowd, the entire crowd, majority gets out the very, very lows. They do that. So that's what we might have forward. Well, what we might be looking forward to in the future. Maybe April 2025 is when it happens. That'll mark 4 out of 4. I guess we'll wait and see. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button all. Catch you in the next one.